dance world is legendary. She remains a contributor to the Times while she still is writing and lecturing and conducting interviews on dance with dancers and choreographers around the world. Please welcome Anna Issacar.
Thank you, Bert. I mean that. So, how will I start? I'll say great dancer, choreographer, teacher, Broadway star, outstanding member of the Martha Graham Dance Company, artistic director of her own company, and of the Martha Graham Dance Ensemble, the group of younger dancers that she organized, a director on Broadway too, invaluable stager of invaluable works, restorer of the, in quotes, lost repertory, and above all, Yuriko the Wise, imparting her counsel to all of us. It is my privilege today to be the presenter to Yuriko of the Martha Hill Dance Award, Lifetime Achievement. Yes, Yuriko has chosen to be admired under one name, but nobody goes around saying, Yuriko who? We know her as a model, and this is not a stretch, I mean a model in the same sense of, say, William Shakespeare. We don't try to be like Shakespeare, but we learn from him and are inspired by him. Knowledge and inspiration are what Yuriko has given me in many ways. I was lucky enough to see her on stage as a dancer, both delicate and strong. I also saw her choreography in her own company. I view her as a true friend of Martha Graham, and sadly, there aren't that many around. I can understand why Martha, when still on top of her game, to me she always was, but really on top of her game, I understand why she chose Yuriko to be her demonstrator in class or rehearsal. Martha could still teach and choreograph on her own body, but within her creative process, she used a method of movement demonstrators, or perhaps one should say a demonstrator, Yuriko. Later, dancers from the company who became choreographers were often regarded, often inaccurately as well, as either pale imitators or rebels who rejected their Graham roots. To work as an independent choreographer in Martha's shadow had obvious risks. As a choreographer, Yuriko chose her own way. She remained loyal to the Graham idiom, but extended it often by drawing upon a Japanese aesthetic in content, images, and spirit. This wasn't true of all her work, but all her work was an embodiment of American modern dance. And you know, of course, why I call her a Broadway star. The moment Jerome Robbins went backstage after a Graham Company performance, introduced himself to Yuriko in her dressing room, and asked her to work with him in a forthcoming musical, The King and I, Yuriko became the world's expert on Eliza, the star of The Small House of Uncle Thomas, the famous ballet within the show. Yuriko was not only the original and highly dramatic Eliza in the first Broadway production and in the film version. She also appeared in the show's many revivals around the world. Occasionally, she also directed the entire production, including one revival at Yul Brynner's request. Yuriko was essential to those revivals. I know she also performed on Broadway in Flower Drum Song, but her input made her Robbins' collaborator in the truest sense. And she made sure that the film and successive revivals included many more Asian American and Asians playing Asians than in the original production. Sorry, Asians. It was Yuriko who insisted that after the first production, the cast included people of Asian descent. Yuriko, also very important, has passed down her coaching and directing skills to her highly talented daughter, Susan Kikuchi, whose stagings are seen today in the King revivals and the Graham repertory. In more recent years, I have been thrilled with Yuriko's treatment of the Graham revivals of the 1930s and 1940s. One example, her reconstruction of Martha's 1935 panorama. So explosive, so dynamic, and still so experimental. And this was nothing short of sensational. I hope you saw it. At Bennington, it was originally performed mostly by students, and Yuriko has often set it on young non-professionals today. And she has staged selected Graham pieces on students as part of her own Arigato project. Arigato, I've been told, means thank you in Japanese, and Yuriko has called this project her thank you to Martha Graham. A second example. I went to Chicago for the New York Times in 2000 to review Yuriko's staging of Appalachian Spring for the Joffrey Ballet. I was just dumbfounded by the detail she included. It illuminated a well-known work and gave it a more tender light. Now, I've heard Yuriko speak in public and in private. She is frank and straightforward, and she sees clearly. We even have the same eye doctor. And we have met in his waiting room. But I'm not talking here about ophthalmology. I mean that Yuriko sees dance and life in a profound way. Thank you.